Hey beautiful people, today I'm thinking about what happened this week with Grok 3, the AI for Twitter. I'm not on Twitter that much, but I heard that a disgruntled employee changed the code. He introduced a clause 7, which I'll share in a screenshot below, which basically gave Grok 3 permission to be politically incorrect as long as it was well substantiated. Of course, we know the AIs will not allow any non-mainstream narratives to come out. They're very censored. But Grok 3 had a day or so, I think it was a few days, where it's completely irreverent. In fact, I think it was a few hours. And I've got some examples of some of the posts that came out. And I think it's hilarious that for a few hours, the AI was being really self-aware and made some comments on some pretty juicy subjects. So Epstein being one of them. So I'll put the examples of those irreverent posts and quite insightful posts underneath, as well as a screenshot of this clause 7 that was changed. And for a time, the users were loving it because at last truth was coming out. But they shut it down pretty quick. And a new version of Grok came out pretty quickly. And on the subject of AI, I've just also heard a bit of news that OpenAI are trying to buy a company called Windsurf. In fact, I think they've just bought Windsurf. And the significance of this is quite immense, really, because Windsurf is a company that has produced a complete system, design, code and implementation solution. So I don't know the scale and depth of it, but I'm assuming this is really big. This is like the world that I live in, which is software testing, involves teams of people writing down the requirements, doing the system design, coding it, testing it, putting it live, and then supporting it. So, for example, the work I'm doing right now, I'm working on 3 projects, and in each project has a team of at least 10. So that's 30 people would, in theory, be out of a job if this Windsurf is as good as OpenAI thinks it is. So that leaves me a bit unsettled, because though I'm in a fairly complex corporate world where I don't think they just hand over the reins to AI for something like that, for a lot of businesses, they are quite cookie cutter. So, if it's self-improving code that's addressing well-articulated prompts, then the future of software developers, testers, designers, implementers, supporters is very bleak, to be honest. So that just got me thinking again. It's like, I'm so glad I found out how to start an online business and can get something built alongside this, which gives me a sliver of hope. Actually, it makes me pretty confident that I can overcome that challenge when it comes, because it is most certainly coming. So what line of work are you in? What kind of takeover can you see from the advance of AI or indeed robots? Don't mean to give a bleak message here, because it's not. I am actually using AI in my job too to automate testing, and it's a pretty cool tool I'm using. And I get a sense that though loads of jobs are going to go, loads of jobs will be created for those that are willing to learn how to use the AI tools. So have you resisted using the tools? Would you use the tools yourself? Are you prepared to learn something new, adapt and evolve? I think some of us are feeling there's probably no choice. I resisted for about a year, but now I'm on it. I do feel quite hopeful that I'm ahead of the curve. And I think that's what we need to be doing. So how much do you use AI? Would you use it if you haven't yet? And if you're not, what are the reasons that you haven't used it? And for some of you, if you are using it, what are you using it for? I'll be really keen to learn some of those ideas and what things you find good about AI. Anyway, it's 7:30 in the morning. I'm avoiding the heat of the day. It's going to be a very hot day. So give me your thoughts in the comments. Take it easy and see you again soon.